Hi, a very good morning, everyone. Thank you, Dr. David, for the invitation to be here today. And it's good to see all you delegates from all over the region. Uh, uh, okay, I'll start by just mentioning to you what I'm going to present on. Uh, in Malaysia, AI is still what I call at its starting stage. So the government itself is actually trying to promote AI very, very seriously. 2 months ago, our Prime Minister just launched a program to educate the general public on AI. So you can say that I'm here on a mission to also learn from the rest of my colleagues like Dr. Krista Chai and Dr. Gatot and Attorney Ira. All right. So I'll share with you what we have been doing on the AI approach, and also to interlink this with STEM, because like what Dr. Krista Chai said, AI is actually embedded in STEM. All right, so we are going to take the approach that we got to do it together. All right, so I'm sure many of you have been to Malaysia. Who has been to Malaysia? Many, right? Yeah. So for those who have been there, please bear with me. I need to do a short intro. I know I'm not here for a tourism event, all right? But I need to give you some background to tell you how we are linked to the need for technology, right? I represent an organization called Penang STEM. Penang STEM is an organization that has been set up to actually promote STEM education in schools. And our main role is to make sure that when the students are in school, before they reach university, they are adequately prepared for the tertiary institutions to come in and do their part. So Penang is actually just a small little state within Malaysia. So if you know Malaysia well, we are actually divided into two sections, West Malaysia and East Malaysia. So we are separated by the South China Sea, all right? And Penang is just a little island, and with a little mainland portion. And this is where Penang is. So we actually form only a small part of Malaysia. In terms of population, we only have about 6% of the population of Malaysia, right? Okay, but if you take a closer look at Penang, this is the island portion and this is the mainland portion. So we are linked by two bridges. And the interesting thing here is, although we are considered a small state in Penang, or in Malaysia, we are actually very industrial based, right? We are actually called the Silicon Valley of the East, mainly because we set up our first industrial zone in Penang in 1971. That means about 53 years ago. All right, we set up the first one in 71, and then we set up a few others along the way. So today we have 6 industrial zones in Penang, and this is the new one that's coming up. This is called Silicon Island, and it's going to be a reclaimed island in Penang, a small reclaimed island in Penang, where, sorry, okay, this is the first industrial zone. The rest of the industrial zone actually is over on the mainland, sorry. All right. And Silicon Valley is going to be right at the southern tip. And this is where we're going to set up another industrial zone. So if you can see from here, we are very industrial based. And the major part of our economy comes from manufacturing. All right, we have 350 MNCs or multinational corporations based in Penang. We have about 4,000 local, large local corporations, and also small and medium enterprises. All right. So this is a pic of the two industrial areas in Penang. This is the island. You can see, I don't think you can see this very clearly, but you can see the big names like Intel, Motorola, AMD, all the American brands, the Japanese, the Taiwanese companies are also there. And also on the mainland, this is another industrial park that we have, right? And these are the names of the companies that are based in Penang. So I'm taking this approach because just to emphasize, I wish to emphasize that we need a lot of talents to meet the needs of industry in Penang. So the role of Penang STEM is actually to help the Penang state government to get enough talents to flow into industry, right? Okay, this is the some figures that I wish to share with you. This is the investments that come into Penang last year, 329 billion ringgit, all right? And you can see Penang here. We are actually at the top of the list. We actually managed to attract 71.9 billion into Penang last year. And it is almost 22% of our investments that come into Malaysia. All right. Okay, I'll go on to the part of the AI initiative. Like I said, it is fairly new. I wouldn't say it's fairly new, but I think that we are at the starting stage of introducing AI to the general public, to students. So our federal government, of course, is taking the initiative to drive the AI initiative. They have actually come up with a national framework to actually guide on AI technologies across various sectors. And of course, we do this through the institutions of higher learning. So we work with all the universities to introduce various forms of AI learning to our students. But working with just the tertiary institutions is not sufficient because you need to start the students from young. And this is where we also go into schools to actually start breeding them into AI, right? And the beautiful part about being in Penang is because we have a strong link with industry. So we manage to actually get industry to come in and collaborate with us to introduce, of course, STEM and AI learning to students. So this is the advantage that I think we have over many of the other states in Penang. And they come in through partnership to develop AI solutions, promote R&D, and also to train and mentor students. A little bit later on, I'll share with you what we do with the industry to help the education efforts in schools, all right? And of course, somebody mentioned about reskilling. This is also part of the process that we are looking at. All right? And this is the one that I mentioned that the government is concerned because the man on the street hears many things about AI, and everybody is worried that their son may lose their job, their wives may lose their jobs, right? And we're trying to, of course, educate the public to make sure that they actually are not, don't have the misperception that AI is going to take away everything. Because if you know how to adapt well, I think you're all right? So this is the new program that the federal government has launched. It is called the AI for Rakyat. Okay, in English, of course, it's AI for citizens. Okay, they took a two-step approach. So basically, we want to educate students, even stay-at-home parents, the housewives, the professionals, every level of society to make sure that they get the right concept about AI, right? And so there is a two-step approach. We call it the AI Aware and the AI Appreciate program that is part of the AI for Citizens. All right? And this is actually part of the overall blueprint that the federal government has come out with. It's called Kuala Lumpur 20 or KL20. That's the blueprint that the federal government has come out to ensure that AI will feature prominently in the national development in the years to come. All right? Okay, the AI aware will basically cover, of course, AI and HI, right? Uh, and we would like, I mean, of course, the main aim is to educate the public about the need for AI and HI to actually interact or interface to make sure that they don't get the misconceptions about technology taking over our future lives, all right? And AI appreciate actually covers on different domains of AI. This will give them a better understanding. So this is more targeted towards the working class and the professionals. I won't go too deeply into that because I was told that I only have 10, 12 minutes, right? So, okay, I'll talk briefly about Penang STEM, the organization that I am representing. We are an umbrella organization for the state government. We have STEM learning centers. Our focus is was on STEM, but of course now AI is featuring very prominently in our efforts to enhance the education system. All right, we were established only in 2017, so just 7 years ago. Right? Some of you may be aware, Penang State is just a province within Malaysia. Up to last year, the year before, we were actually considered an opposition state, meaning that the island is controlled by our government, state government, but the main federal government is actually under a different political party. So because of that, there are of course some challenges that we encountered to get things done. So education, of course, is a federal, is under federal jurisdiction. So we actually had to do things on our own, and that was why Penang STEM was set up to complement what the schools are doing, because federal education policies are actually supersedes all things else. So we actually have to do things on our own to try and complement. And of course, our vision is to create human talent to drive and support the digital economy and fourth industrial revolution. Of course, we probably have to add in new things like AI and all that, right? And our mission is to establish Penang as a center of excellence in STEM, right? Okay, what we are focusing on right now is to actually build a conducive talent pipeline from schools to institutions of higher learning, and to make sure that there are enough, the flow is enough to feed the institutions so that they can feed industry. All right, so okay, our focus will therefore be to open this pipeline. All right, okay, I'll just briefly share some of the initiatives that we have. I think I've run out of time, sorry. So we have a program for lower secondary, or the 13 to 15-year-olds. We have programs for upper secondary. This is on TVET, or vocational, technical and vocational learning. And then we also have another program that is also for the same age group, but these are for the academic students who will be future engineers. I have only one last slide, so thank you. All right. Okay, if any of you need to know more about what we do, please feel free to contact me.